very interesting development overnight and what could be a critical moment in this war. Russia asking China for economic and military support in Ukraine, including drones. Now, China denies that report, but if Russia is asking for this, what does this tell us about their efforts right now and where they might be falling short? Plus, more of the breaking news. Several heavy explosions heard across Kyiv this morning. We'll bring you the very latest. Stay with us.
Happening now, White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is going to meet with his Chinese counterpart Yang Jiechi in Rome amid the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine. So this is going to happen as a U.S. official is revealing that Russia has turned to China asking for military and also economic assistance in Ukraine. China has denied this. But joining me now to talk about this is anchor and chief national security correspondent Jim Sciutto, fresh back from Ukraine, I should add as well. What does this signify to you that after the invasion, Russia asked China for this help?
Well, one, that Russia needs the help, right? And we've heard, and I've been speaking to U.S. officials about, and you've seen it, right? A slower invasion than Russia expected. Russia running out of some key munitions or getting low on missiles, etc. This is a potentially major escalation if China agrees to this. For Russia to reach out to China for military assistance, and I'm told that Moscow's request includes military drones, so we're talking about things that would be immediately used on the battlefield and have an effect on the battlefield. Ukrainian drones have made a real difference in this in terms of targeting Russian convoys, so for Russia to get help from China in that space could have a battlefield impact. The other bigger picture element here is that this would then pit in Ukraine, you talk about proxy wars, the U.S. and NATO on Ukraine's side, and Russia and China on Russia's side, and would be a major expansion of this conflict.
And I wonder, it would also be a pivot for China. I wonder if they would be inclined to do that, considering they've abstained from some votes on the UN Security Council, and they kind of seem to want to stay out of the fray.
They've walked a fine line, and by the way, it's not clear yet what China's response is to Russia's request. We just know that Russia has made the request. China has tried to walk a fine line here, right? You mentioned the abstention in the UN. Some public comments, particularly prior to the invasion, that seem to echo Russia's position on Ukraine, but not an explicit endorsement yet of military action. They have also echoed Russia's false claims about bioweapons labs there and U.S. involvement. So, teetering. And if China teeters more to Russia's side with a specific military helping hand, that significantly, well, one, could affect the situation on the battlefield, but two, would be a significant escalation, get to this point where the idea of this becoming a larger conflict is no longer far-fetched. It is one.
It's interesting where this story is coming from. It's coming from the U.S. side, right? When China's asked about it, oh, we don't know about that. Yeah. So you see, the U.S. has an interest in it getting out there. China certainly doesn't. What does this signify? What's the objective here of this getting out here ahead of Jake Sullivan's meeting with his counterpart?
It's my understanding that China, if it were to help Russia, wants to keep that help quiet, right? So
Can it really do that, Jim?
Well, apparently not, right?
Yeah.
So if this comes out in public, as it has, and you're right to note that could be deliberate, right, to expose what the U.S. knows about this, that would mean that China couldn't do it quietly, or it's a lot harder for them to do it quietly, so the world would know China's taking Russia's side here and becoming involved. And I think that's why you're having someone like Jake Sullivan, and that's our understanding, delivering a very direct message to China to say, we're watching this closely, and if you were to do this, there could be penalties as well.
Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest things to watch in all
absolutely.
of this. Jim Sciutto, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.